Hello, this is David, and this channel is Pastime Crafter. I was in need of a compact and sturdy shelf to hold my turntable and receiver and have some storage space for some of my records. So that is what this video is all about, me building this shelf. So please stay tuned and watch me build this shelf. The materials that I will be using for this build will be a 3/4 inch thick 4x8 sheet of sanded plywood that is super heavy and awkward to move by yourself. Here I am using my T-square to mark a line that I will follow to make a cut using my circular saw. The width of the cabinet or shelves is 15 inches wide or 38 millimeters. I am using an 8-foot piece of trim as a saw guide in order to keep my cut straight. Here I am just clamping the ends down. Alright, first cut, here we go. I like to clean as I go whenever I'm working on a project. It makes the work area safer and just a lot more pleasant. Plus, at the end of the day, I'm usually tired and the last thing I want to do is clean. Here I'm using my first cut as a template to mark a line on the material for the second cut. This is a time-saving trick. Here's the second cut or rib, whatever you want to call it. Right here I'm measuring out the top, bottom, and both shelves that go inside the cabinet. I'm using my compound miter saw that slides forward and backwards, like the old radio arm saws. This is what I will use to cut out the sides, top, and bottom, and 2 shelves that will go inside the cabinet. The top and bottom shelf and 2 inner shelves will be 18 inches or 45.6 millimeters. I set the table saw up with the blade at a 45-degree angle so I can cut 45-degree angles in the top and bottom ends of the cabinet sides, and also 45-degree angles in the ends of the top and bottom shelves. Here I am just test fitting the top, bottom, and sides. This will help me to get a measurement as to what the length of the inside shelves will be. The measurement of the inner shelves are going to be 16 7/8 or 42.8 millimeters wide. Now that I know the placement of my inner shelves, I am marking out the sides so I can route a notch or rabbet to inset the inner shelves into the sides of the cabinet. I think it's important for me to mark out both sides at once, so when I route a notch in, both shelves will be equal height or level. This is a 3/4 inch flush cut router bit. Well, I was able to find enough clamps laying around my garage to clamp down a couple of impromptu router guides. For my two router guides, I'm using a circular saw cutting guide and an old wooden level that I've had for a long time. They both worked great and got the job done. Well, here's the moment I've been waiting for. Time to glue everything up and nail it together. I'm using 16 gauge brad nails to nail the cabinet together. These brad nails are ridiculously expensive. Alright, so I messed this up. I don't know how I got the measurement screwed up, but I did. But I can fix it because I have enough material. So the problem is I don't know, I needed to make sure it was this wide, and I cut 45s in it at the last minute to make it look cooler, and it shortened it up an inch. So my idea is this receiver is right here, and originally it was going to be right here, but so now since it's not wide enough, I can set the receiver on here, and I can rip down another piece of wood and even cut a 45 in there if I need to, and then put a board across, and that way I can put my record player, which is this right here, is going to sit on top of that, and I can put the records right here and some other stuff here. So that's what I'm going to do. A little more work, but oh well. Right here I'm hole sawing 2-inch holes on each side of the cabinet, and the reason is for added ventilation, because this is where my record player receiver is going to sit. It's old, it has tubes in it, and it gets really hot, so I want the extra ventilation. After I let the wood filler dry that I used to fill in the nail holes, I went ahead and did a light sanding. It didn't need much sanding, hence the material was called sanded plywood. Oh yeah, I also rounded all the edges using the router bit, like the one you saw me using on the ventilation holes. So what you see me doing here is one of my least favorite jobs. I have never liked applying stain for whatever reason. I think it might be all the nasty smells from the chemicals, but I went ahead and did it, using a well-ventilated area and proper mask. The stain was actually a lot darker than what I thought it would be, but I think it will look fine. After it was all built, I think the mistake that I made when first building it and making it not wide enough was actually a blessing in disguise. Had I left it the original size, I think I would have needed to add something on the back to give it more support, and also feet or legs to get it up to the proper height. Adding the sides strengthened the cabinet and also brought the cabinet to a more user-friendly height for a person of my height. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.